At the outset, I would like to thank this study group for giving me an opportunity to present this matter. Thank you, Venu sir, for guiding me on this. So the topic which is allotted to me is on taxation on loyalty and bonus points earned and redeemed. So uh, first, if we consider that this bonus, loyalty points or vouchers, so there are two set of interpretation in the market currently. One, it is assumed that it is an instrument of consideration, right? And the alternate view is that it is an actionable claim, right? So each of the aspect have a different reasoning and different implication in the law of GST. So we have to understand that we have to discuss that as per us, what could be the reasonable uh, uh, perspective. Is it an instrument of consideration or is it actually an actionable claim or not? Right. So this is an extract from the Allied Laws book only, which clearly guides us that if I read this as it is. The stored value is that which represents money deposited into a digital wallet, and the value in exchange is that which is not money but bears the indica of money to the extent that it is accepted in lieu of money, where due to where due uh, but not operate with approval granted under PSS Act. If something can be accepted when consideration is due and that is not money, then it would be barter of that which is supplied in return of this thing. So what it is to be taken care of that uh, in case it has to be an actionable claim, in case it is not to be the uh, in consideration of the money, then it would have explicitly has the rights. So expression used to refer to value in exchange such as voucher, coupon, etc., do not qualify as an instrument with obligation to be accepted as consideration. And that's the reason it is said that I will just cover this topic in this next slide also. Yeah. So in these three judgments, it is so what I'm trying to conclude is that the vouchers, the gifts, cards, or the loyalty bonus points, all are, to my understanding, is an instrument of consideration and not actionable claims. So this is also supported by all these three case laws. So I'll just take it through one by one. Sodexo Experience India Private Limited. The Honorable Supreme Court held that the vouchers are nothing more than a prepaid instruments (PPI), which cannot be considered as goods. Similarly, in the Kalyan Jewelers India, it was that it is advanced ruling where it was opined that the vouchers could not be classified into goods or services as they are only instruments of consideration and is only underlying goods or services which will be liable to GST. Similarly, this is a ruling of Karnataka, which also was used in giving a triple AR judgment of Mintra. I will discuss in subsequent slide. So this Honorable Karnataka High Court said that the vouchers do not constitute a supply of goods or services, and they are merely pre-deposits of the for the purchase of goods or services. So, because they were when I was doing the research on this topic, so we always I found that there's a dual interpretation that it is an instrument of consideration or actionable claims. So I just wanted to draw a line that, to my understanding, it is not an actionable claim and it remains to be an instrument of money. Okay. Again, this is again a hint which we took from the allied laws, that PPI is a money as it fits within the definition of 275 being instrument recognized by RBI and is not actionable claim or securities. So our RBI has just three categories: is closed system PPI, semi-closed system PPI, and open system PPI. So to if we read the entire slide and see till this slide, a combined reading will concrete that the vouchers and gifts cards will fall as a PPI, as a stored currency. Okay. Okay. So now I'm moving.
Previous slide one, sorry.
Yes, sir. So this one or the previous one?
Yeah, this one. So closed system, semi-closed system, and open system.
So I will explain this. So closed system PPI is to instrument issued by non-banking entity for purchase of goods or services that from that entity itself. So a pass, like I mentioned, a metro rail card. So this is issued directly by the service provider, and this is like you can load money and you can use it. So it's a closed system PPI. Semi-closed system PPI is issued by a banking or a non-banking entity for purchase of any goods or services with prior approval of RBI, like ATM wallet. And open system PPI is issued by a banking entity for purchase of any goods or services and cash withdrawal, like the debit cards which we use. So what I understood that our discussion is limited to the closed and semi-closed only. And so I took a decision, but I understood that it is it is a prepaid payment instrument. So the banking act chapter also gave us a very good ambit of PSS Act, but again, I was not extending that discussion to that level, so still I limited it to here this limitation only. Okay. Voucher is an instrument of consideration. So whatever the inclination which I've had, okay, voucher is an instrument of consideration and not his actionable claim, is very well supported by this triple AR. It's a Tamil Nadu judgment, and which clearly states that voucher by GST law is recognized as an instrument of consideration for future supply. Regarding classification of voucher, since voucher is only an instrument of consideration and not goods or services, the same is not classifiable separately, but only supply associated with the voucher is classifiable according to the nature of goods or services supplied in exchange of voucher earlier issued to the customer. So it is merely a payment. It is a in lieu of money. So this is supported by the triple AR or issued by the, in case of Kalyan Jewelers, issued by the Tamil Nadu state. Yeah. Now this is a bit debatable point. Availability of ITC in case where GST has been levied. So Myntra filed a double AR in which they had a question that whether the voucher issued to them, so ITC will be available to them or not. In the double AR, it was held that it will not be available, stating the reason that vouchers are supplied to the customers free of cost, and this qualifies as a gift. So the senior counsel has defended that it is not a gift, and for valid reason that why it is not a gift. And I've taken the extract of the uh, double AR and triple AR, that paragraphs. So in the triple AR, when the matter went to triple AR, it was given a reason that ITC will still be not available, but the reason was stated that the inward supply is neither a goods nor a service. And the reliance was made on this Karnataka High Court judgment, that is Premier Sales Promotion Private Limited. So, but again, the rulings held that the ITC will not be available on the inward supplies. But personally, I feel that the para 6.1 and para 8.5 are the contention from the SSC side, and I still I'm inclined to this SSC that uh, ITC should always be available, because the vouchers and the loyalty points and all these things are nothing but a marketing gimmick or a method to engage the client and to ensure that they come back to them. And it is a mode of a promotional expenses or advertisement expenses. So it has to be classified as a valid expense in the course of furtherance of business, and the ITC should be allowed. And the para I only quoted here to substantiate my point. And I've also mentioned the para 8.5 because the appellant also contested that why it is not a gift. So gift is defined in 12 of the Gift Tax Act, and it is specifically written that it is from a donor to a donee, and it is with no obligation of doing anything else. And it is not in the in this case, it is not in that way. The Myntra.com is a e-commerce operator, and they are giving this vouchers to a eligible customers only, with the conditions that they have to purchase this much amount, and all these things are there. It's not purely a gift of love and affection, and they're not giving to anyone else. So in this slide, I just want to state the rulings of the double AR and triple AR is that the ITC will not be available, but I still hold that ITC should be available. So can I move forward? Okay. Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, please proceed.
Okay. So this was another ruling which was passed by the Haryana state, and again this is on expiry of loyalty points. So in this ruling, it is told that there was a third party involved. Since the third party was involved, it was getting two source of income. One is the management fees from the main company. So let's say X Private Limited had hired this company and wanted to run this loyalty program. So the X Private Limited has given a management fee to this company. That is a source of income to this company, and all the points and the vouchers which has been given to this company and had not been claimed by the end customer also remains to this company. So the ruling pronounced that the unclaimed points, unclaimed value which is lying with this company should be taxable. And the reason why it is taxable is the base point is that they have considered this as an actionable claim. Since they have considered it as an actionable claim, they carved out that at the point of the expiry of the uh, loyalty points, it lose the position of being an actionable claim. And since the moment it loses the position of being an actionable claim, it becomes taxable under GST. So on that background that it is actionable claim, this ruling was passed, and the points which is not claimed by the end consumer is held to be taxable under GST. It should be the form part of the taxable value under GST as per this ruling. So this is again a ruling which I wanted to discuss. Okay. Two more slides on this. One is the time of supply. The time of supply is always there, that is in 13.4 and 12.4. A thought was there that since it is for the respect to services, if it is always there that the time of supply says that invoice made or payment received, whichever is earlier. So the time of supply will always be the time when we receive the payment, right? So at the time of issuing a voucher, we have received the advance, and the voucher, if it is dedicatedly for the service, so it could be always and always at the time of issuing the voucher. But I have mentioned in the second box that in case of supply of multi-purpose vouchers with respect to services, if the voucher for an underlying service are sold for a consideration, such receipt of consideration is as good as advance received. Hence, by 13.2b of the GST Act, GST shall be liable to be paid at the time of receipt of advance. However, it is a settled principle of law that the specific entry of law must always prevail over a general entry of law, and accordingly 13.4 will stand still above 13.2b. So 13.4 states that if at the time of issuance of the voucher, if it is specific that what supply will be there, then GST will be leviable that time only. And if it is not concrete that what will the supply against those vouchers, then it will be only leviable at the redemption time. So that was a point which I wanted to highlight on time of supply. Okay, the value of supply, it is let's say a voucher has been purchased at rupees 800, but the voucher value, the voucher redeemable value would have been 1000 rupees. So whenever a goods, whenever a ticket or whatever it is having purchased at the cost of 1000 rupees, so GST will be levied only on 1000 rupees, because that is a transaction value. So rule 32 sub rule 6 specify this, that the value of a token or a voucher or coupon or a stamp which is redeemable against the supply of goods or services or both shall be equal to the money value of the goods or services or both redeemable against such token, voucher, coupon or stamp. So this is basically I wanted to cover on this. So the point which I wanted to make or rather understand is that despite there had been confusions in the interpretation whether it is a value of a instrument of money or it is actionable claims, all the rulings are coming as if it is an actionable claim. So I would like others to comment or mentors to guide whether my understanding is going right or wrong, that it stands to be actionable claim or not. That's it from my end on this topic. Okay, this illustration I've tried to formulate, that let's say there's a the same example which I've taken here. Let's say the redemption value is 1000 rupees, and the voucher was purchased at the rupees of 800. So if it is single purpose voucher, then on the issuance of the voucher, receipt voucher to be issued at 1000 and GST to be paid, because if we all know at that time of issuance of the voucher only that what is the what is the rate of the GST and what is the valuation and all the stuff, HSN and all the stuff. On the redemption, tax invoice to be raised. That's it. On expiry, because of the ruling, I've located this. On expiry or lapse of the voucher, tax invoice to be raised for forfeiture of the advance receipt. If it is a multi-purpose voucher, then receipt voucher to be issued of 1000 and GST is not required to be paid. Similarly, on the redemption, GST is to be paid. And if it is expired, then GST is to be levied on 800 rupees. And if the voucher issued by the company for free, right? And then it is the tax is to be only paid when and if it is redeemed by the end user. So this was something which I wanted to summarize. That's it from my end, sir.
Abhishek, I have questions, some in the chat. We'll take up the questions and we'll go one by one.
Right, sir. Points earned versus point purchase, would there be a difference? Okay. Right, sir. The second example which you gave, I was thinking of that only. So let's say if I'm using a, I don't know, HDFC credit card would be a right example to understand. But if I'm using a HDFC credit card and I am regularly using that card, I'm earning points. And those points is redeemable to book flight tickets and all that stuff. So points earned is something to use that card or to continuously come do the shopping, versus the points purchase. So points purchase could be an example that if I take a membership of ITC or a Taj in 20,000 rupees and I get a voucher of 50,000 rupees worth. So yes, sir, points earned versus point purchased, there would be a difference, because points earned is basically a discount, and points purchased would be again so points purchased would be again a discount only, but the taxation or the time of supply would be different. The time of supply would
be the treatment that you recommended for points earned. Why is it different for points purchased? Because see, anything that you pay for has to be either an asset or an expenditure. You understand? It is an asset if it is a enforceable right. If it is not an enforceable right, it cannot be an asset, so therefore it has to be an expenditure. When we say we have purchased points, it only means that we have paid money in advance to the supplier, no?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir,
Sir,
if you have purchased the points, we have paid advance to supplier. But sir,
Usually, we go to Shopper Stop, we purchase points worth 5,000 rupees. In simple Marwadi language, what does it mean? I paid 5,000 rupees to Shopper Stop,
right, sir.
and now I don't have, next time I go and spend something for 5,000 rupees, I don't have to pay money the second time. Please differentiate between stored value and value to use. You have purchased it means what? It is advance. You forget all this modern prepaid instrument language. In old traditional business language, if you pay money, you must get an asset. Or if you don't get an asset, then this is a loss. You are getting to spend in the future by paying in present. What is it you tell me?
Right, sir.
What is it you tell me? Right, Lapa? Escape agalo.
Sir, if you're paying it today for a future expenses,
because you don't know whether you're going to buy garments or you're going to buy leather articles or shoes or perfume.
sir,
The rate of tax will change.
sir, it remains to be an advance, sir.
Advance only. So why are we treating it anything special?
Okay.
Points purchased is advance
Sir,
payment.
So what will be the scenario if I purchase a worth rupees 50,000 in 30,000?
So you got discount.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So, Abhishek, this is what I want to say. You said you want to levy tax on 50,000. Isn't it a discount
No, okay.
apparent on the invoice?
Sir, I will share this. Sir, I was reading somewhere. Sir, if it is an in-house thing, let's say Shopper Stop event, and Shopper Stop is giving a 50,000 worth voucher in 30,000. So this is a discount. But let's say Shopper Stop has involved a third party. Shopper Stops are involved a third party, and that third party is managing the loyalty points and everything. So then when I was reading, I concluded that it was not a discount. Again, sir, I was not having the logic, so I have not included that in my presentation. But I got your point. I have to get back to you, sir, on this.
No, so okay, now at the time of redemption, let's continue the same example of 30,000 to 50,000.
Right,
At the time of redemption, the buyer has a choice to buy in parts. Now the stored value of the card is 50,000 rupees, but value given is 30,000 rupees. Now let's say he is buying 10,000 rupees worth goods. Do you still say that the discount would be there then?
So discount was available for purchasing the voucher. It could be that if you buy a voucher worth 50,000 rupees, there's a 20,000 rupees flat discount.
Correct.
So now I have actually paid 30,000 rupees, sir, but I've got I've done the advance payment of 50,000 rupees. What I can say, because sir, when I didn't did the research on this topic, I was very casually taking the terminology actionable claims. Now I restrict myself and saying that no, I have paid 30,000. I have purchased a voucher of 50,000 rupees by spending 30,000 rupees. So I have since I've purchased a voucher of 50,000 rupees, I can buy a product of 50,000 rupees.
So now when you are buying a product of 50,000, the levy of the Shopper Stop
50,000.
GST would be on 50,000.
Right, sir.
Assuming the Shopper Stop is raising the invoice by giving 20,000 rupees as a coupon discount in the invoice.
In the invoice. Okay, 1532B, sir. Will it be applicable?
Yeah, is my question.
Right, sir. 15. Acha. You're asking that if I go and buy an article of 50,000 rupees and I present a voucher to encash that, so at the time of invoicing, will it be levying 1532B or not?
Yeah, so should the Shopper Stop be paying GST on 30K or 50K?
Sir, GST has to be paid on 50K for sure, because the supply was made with a consideration 50,000 rupees only.
One minute.
Right, sir.
So you and Venu got together and started printing money now. See, basically, you have increased money in circulation. Please understand the difference between perception created of 50,000 rupees versus real asset created of 50,000 rupees. When in your example, when I paid 30,000 rupees of a redeemable value of 50,000 rupees, can I pass an accounting entry of asset 50,000 rupees?
No.
That means that 50,000 rupees only perceived value.
Correct.
It is commercial street discount. Increase the
Correct.
price and keep 50% discount. So there is no 50,000 rupees, Abhishek. Now you please answer.
Sir,
ये 50,000 rupees जो दिमाग में डाला गया है ना, only marketing stunt. There is no 20,000 rupees. Nobody can create money. Only two people can create. One is RBI and another is Madam.
sir, 30,000 given by me gives me an asset of 50,000 rupees? No.
It only gives you a perception that you can buy, because when you go to spend that 30,000 rupees, you will buy MRP item 50,000, and on that item they will give 20,000 discount. 20,000 is contingent today. It is not yet realized by you. GN of a double accounting standard you are not following. Real, it has to be real for you to pass an accounting entry. How can you treat 50,000 asset just because when I gave you explanation that you can redeem for 50,000 rupees? Historical cost. What is this? There is no 20,000 rupees. You can't create money.
Okay.
Okay, Lapa.
So, sir, in this example, when we are going to purchase an article 50,000 rupees, then in the invoice, they will have to show a discount of 50,000 rupees.
So we will have to see when you buy for 30, you pay 30,000 rupees and you buy 50,000 rupees, then it depends on what you can redeem it for. Let's say, can you redeem it for Apple phone of 50,000 rupees? No. There will be terms and conditions. Only on garments you can use it. Only on perfumes you cannot use. Footwear you can use. Home furnishings you can use.
Right, sir.
See, we should not create currency like this.
Okay.
What do you feel?
Done, sir.
So there is no 50,000 rupees. You paid 30,000 rupees. 30,000 rupees is your advance to supplier.
Perfect.
Abhishek, I want you to conclude and say whether I should pay GST on 30K or 50K.
Okay. So, sir, the conclusion would be that the shopkeeper will supply articles worth 50,000 rupees, and if the voucher is correctly redeemed, respecting all the terms and conditions, then yes, 15.3.2 would be applicable.
Hey, one minute. 15, all that we will go through to later. Now, suppose I have given money, I don't want this money, I want to terminate and get back refund. Can I get refund of 30,000, 25,000 or 50,000?
No refund.
Why no refund?
So refund in cash, no? No, acha, you are saying
Legally, can somebody say, I will not give you back refund? Under Payment and Settlement Systems Act, refusing refund is not permitted. Now, I'll give an example. Let us say you have a smart card, you have loaded some money. What a card will take? We'll take fast tag as an example. You have loaded 200 rupees. Now you have they have stopped toll in the highway that you are normally taking. For 1 year, your money is sitting there. Will you get refund or you will not get refund? No, you please go to some highway and spend this money. You cannot get refund. Can they say that?
No, sir.
They have to give back your money. See, money cannot be created, money cannot be destroyed.
Right.
So what they will do is they will debit non-usage charges of 10 rupees per day and make 200 rupees become 0.
Okay.
So you have to spend it out. Can be a condition that you agreed, but you cannot say it will vanish.
Got it, sir. So, okay.
So yella ulta pulta.
That's the purpose, to further demystify and figure out something.
Wow. So I was thinking multiple examples, but was not able to conclude on those examples. So let's say the credit card thing. So I've booked a flight ticket with the points, and I've got a free ticket. Two different things, sir. In credit card, we accumulated points, which was used as a payment mode, and we got a discounted ticket, and also we got a free one Vistara ticket. So in both the aspects, if in the first scenario, if we see we use the points, so that is simply, I suppose, as a lieu of money. But when I get a free ticket only and only for the purpose of crossing a limit of the transactions, so this is again a discount from the airlines.
You're asking?
Yeah, Mr. I'm just confirming, because this case law I thought to include, but I was not able to conclude. Isla I was not putting it.
No, let us see.
So on this credit card, again, Abhishek, so every time when, let's say, SBI or HDFC card, whatever you are buying, these points are accumulated. And these points are redeemed.
Right, sir.
Maybe Make My Trip vouchers, whatever be the vouchers.
Right, sir.
There could be a situations where there would be an agency which will buy these points from SBI, and they will manage whole of the things. So they will be creating the catalog for the thing. It could also be one other subsidiary of SBI. So now in SBI books, let's say there is a liability of 1 lakh rupees amounting to some 10 lakh points. Now the redeeming company may buy it for, let's say that they will pay some X amount with a discount. Like for SBI, the 1 lakh liability, they are willing to go it for 90,000 rupees.
Perfect, sir.
Now, because redeeming company also know the points always lapse at one point.
Right, sir.
So how do you handle these transactions when the loyalty points are exchanged from one person to another person who manages and in turn buys these Make My Trip vouchers and other vouchers? Their only profit is they also get the discount from, like, Make My Trip voucher 5,000 rupees. They would buy at 4,000 rupees. So there are profits they make in this exchange. Now, from the purpose of levy of GST, what would be the transaction value and what would be the HSN, and how do we deal with those?
So to me,
From the perspective of the company which is buying the points and buying the coupons of Make My Trip and other things, and which they are issuing to the point holders.
Okay. So from the perspective of the redeeming company, then, sir, the main company have already taken an advance of, let's say, as per your example, 1 lakh rupees. And now this advance, they might be liable to render services against this 1 lakh rupees, or they might not. So they transfer the entire hedging to this redeeming company at 90,000 rupees. So in your example, if I say what the redeeming company have purchased is, okay, now it is not an instrument to money. Sir, this is the end consumer, when have accumulated the points. So this was after issuing of the voucher or at the tri-party agreement? The redeeming company was always there, or they have been inserted on a later stage?
Redeeming company generally will always be there.
Okay. So, in this, as per the ruling which I have understood, there would have been a management fee of 10,000 rupees in this example, like right. So that is a that on if the main company is paying a fee to the redeeming company, then GST is leviable on that fee. And if the end consumer the do not claim the points, so again, to my understanding, it is not no it is no it is not an actionable claim. So GST will be leviable or not. So your question is this only, no? Whether GST will be leviable or not on the unclaimed points.
No,
And
the first one is the for the redeeming company, should the levy be on the gross value or the 10,000 management fees, whichever you are saying? And when the points lapse, which again they make money. So if the original levy is on the gross value, when the points lapse, there is nothing. But if you are only paying on the management fees and there are points lapse and the liability no longer exists, which is taken back to P&L as income.
so since I do not consider it as an actionable claim, to my understanding, the levy should be only on 10,000 rupees.
And even when the points lapse, and the income made by the redeeming company, there will not be any GST.
So to my understanding, yes.
Okay. So there, it is not a buy and sell.
No, sir. It is a transfer of right per se. That in case the end users come, and so there might be a scenario that all the end users come and they land up in making loss of 10,000 rupees. So it's a thing which I'm purchasing, and I'm taking a management fee of 10,000 rupees rather. And if whatever left is my profit, whatever earned is I have to bear a loss. So this is going against the ruling of Haryana advance ruling, but I hold this position, sir.
If that being the case, for the shopper stop example of 30,000 rupees, assuming after 2 years the buyer doesn't come and these points are lapped,
Right,
and
sir.
this warranty provisions and everything which is no longer required, taken back as an income. So even then there wouldn't be any GST liability.
So now it is in-house or the third party involved?
No, in shopper stop case there was no third party.
Third party involved, right? So in this case, 30,000 was received as an advance, and nobody showed up. Nobody showed up since 30,000 was taken in advance, and we were not sure that it is for a supply of good or a supply of service. Presuming that it is a supply of goods, GST no supply was not there, no advance, no GST on advance, supply didn't made. So sir, it is again a forfeiture of money, and no GST is to be paid. Now sir, if that circulars activates and to do an act tolerance, no sir, so GST will not be applicable to my understanding again. 30,000 rupees and the entire amount, GST will not be applicable, sir.
I'm not sure whether circular 171 or 172, where they have said the cancellation charges for the hotel and there is a no-show.
Right, sir.
So the money, the advance which is received and forfeited,
right, sir.
They said that has to be subjected to GST. The circular said GST would be applicable.
So the background could be that it is a supply of service and supposed to be a supply of goods.
So you are saying forfeiture in case of supply of goods, no GST, and forfeiture in case of supply of service, there would be a GST. Is that what you want to say?
Right, sir.
Why would that be different?
Abhishek, so many complicated facts you are introducing in 2 seconds. You are disposing it off like High Court. Yeah, no logic, no reasoning, no basis. Chuma, something is going on. What's going on, Abhishek?
Sir, in this case, when
you are only concluding it as asset, you are only, you know how you have concluded that it is a forfeiture, it is money, it is consideration. First of all, let's examine. Is Shopper Stop a licensee under PSS Act? To tell me. if Shopper Stop is not a licensee under PSS Act,
No,
you
sir.
understand? Because Quicksilver, there is one company who is a white label provider.
Right, sir.
White label and black label, white label, it is a different one.
No, sir. I read it. Yeah.
Which one? Black label.
No, sir. White level.
White label. He is a license license holder and a regulated entity who is permitting, who's sort of created a platform for retailers to run their so-called PPIs. So if Shopper Stop
Sir, we lost you. Not audible.
I thought, yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir,
So
we
if
lost
Shopper
your voice. Can you repeat?
if Shopper Stop is not the license holder,
Right, sir.
then and Quicksilver is the license holder, then is the money when you buy Shopper Stop coupon already gone to Shopper Stop, or it is kept with the escrow account? See, these facts if we don't have, then we will not be in a position to come to a conclusion. Therefore, Abhishek,
Right.
have you come across the rulings that you have come across in GST? Have you seen that they have analyzed regulated entity, non-regulated entity, cash custody, and redeemer who accepts the obligation being discussed in the ruling? If these things are not discussed in the rulings are not correct. They're
Right, sir.
only using English language vocabulary skills and interpreting some conclusion. Both Premier Sales, Kalyan Jewelers, all of them are only going based on what will optimize revenue for the state. If they have not explained the legal basis, we should not be referring to them in our study discussion as if it is a binding precedent. Let's consider that. Whatever answers you give to use cases that Venu is suggesting, you have to explain
Right.
why.
Okay.
You continue everything.
So, so there is the other question in chat box. Levy FMC store sponsor voucher election cash. Done, sir. Nothing in chat. Any query of others, if I can address?
Abhishek,
Yes, sir.
not a query, but somehow I am not kind of a thumb rule that if these are the things to check, like how you started with closed PPI, open PPI. So how do I distinguish at what point to the tax? Maybe I need one more round of you to think and put it more like what are all the things to be checked before coming to conclusion. That's something if you can think of and put it would be great, because I am still little at confusion.
Certainly, sir. So even I was thinking to have the vouchers and the tax invoices, if that could give the clarity. I will answer. Definitely, I will come back to on this.
Any other questions from anyone?
Venu sir, on your first question of that 50,000 and 30,000, what is the conclusion?
Deepak,
So
you
which
complete.
aspect of it? Are you saying when I bill for 50,000 and I redeem 30,000 voucher, or when I collect the 30,000 and give 50,000 voucher?
When you redeem it, when you're redeeming it, shopkeeper will show a transaction of 50,000 and tax is leviable on 50,000. So should
Right.
the invoicing be 50,000, reduce discount of 20,000, and then bill that same value for 30,000? But that will not be correct, right? Because the value of the voucher is 50,000 rupees.
Voucher is only the money, na Deepak bhai?
Correct. So the worth of that money
It's
at
50,000.
least 50,000 rupees. So then it should be billed at 50,000 itself. I'm asking you whether it should be billed at 50 or 30, because the conceived value or the notional value is 30. So should it be 30 or 50? I'm still confused.
So
Notional value is 50. Receipt is 30.
Okay.
So when you purchase a 50,000 a product of 50,000 rupees and you present a voucher of 50,000 rupees, so that nullifies. But again, I suppose the question is whether GST will be leviable on 50 or 30. Is it?
Correct.
So see, since I got the clarity, I will just get back on this. But yeah, I'll just cross check and I'll get back to you on this. Because the notional value is 50, right? As rightly pointed by sir.
Any other questions from anyone? Jatin sir, I would request you to give some suggestive points to read on this sir once again on this topic.
Yes. So we can start with the Maharashtra Bombay High Court decision in Sodexo and then Supreme Court decision of Sodexo. Then we can look at the first principles of accounting. What is asset? What is expenditure? Next, we have to look at who is the one issuing this instrument, who is the one redeeming this instrument. If we compare these two, there is some discussion in ICAI background material on loyalty points, prepaid voucher, loyalty points, and prepaid instrument in the context of 12.6 and 13.6. These three places of reading material, if we go through, then maybe we'll be able to answer some of the, come to some conclusions.
Got it, sir.
So taking a note. Yes.
Got that, sir. So today we don't have the second session. And Jatin sir, so for the next session, in case if we have some notifications from 53rd Council meeting other than rate related, I'm just thinking, can we briefly discuss that in the next session, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So today, on the two issues, can we have a short?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You know what is happening is we'll take example of 16.4. Department says 16.4. Concession will be allowed. Anyone who has, we'll take some views from members. Matched and violating 16.4 or unmatched and violating 16.4 also will be eligible for concession is one question to consider. And today, when we are going for 16.4 relief, whether department can say, show me 2B, 3B. Any views?
Firstly, I don't know how they would come up with the document, but I think 2B, 3B is must, I feel, because when circular 183 and 193, where the credits that have not been taken and they're taking a declaration from the supplier saying that, okay, it was erroneously filed. So they want to ensure that the tax has been taken care. I am of the view that 16.4 will be subject to 2A.
Which means they never
But
gave.
it is an independent provision in itself, no, sir, because that is the only issue also
So it
over
is all
there.
depends upon show cause notice.
Minor didn't understand, didn't hear what you said. Can you repeat, please?
Sir, it is all depends upon show cause notice. If it is only ground taken is 16.4, then as per this, it should be fully allowed, irrespective of discussing about 2A, 3B.
So now we have to see. Anybody has come across a show cause notice saying 2A, 3B plus 16.4 being made the grounds for denying credit?
No, sir, only 16.4.
Okay, now if 16.4 is the only ground, then I can take 17.5 credits also. Myla, you only should answer this. Suppose it is motor vehicle credit I have taken and beyond the due date.
Yes, sir. It is already taken, sir. It is not demanded. Now the time limit to demand is over.
And now I'll give you an example. You're right, but I'll give you an example. Now, when we go for export refund, at the time of filing export refund, they're asking for statement A, statement B. And if we have not shown the matching in those statements, either refund is rejected or after refund is sanctioned, show cause notice is issued saying erroneous refund. Now today, let us say we go for 16.4 amnesty in respect of 17.5 credits where department has never issued show cause notice. From the date of amnesty, can department give 74 show cause notice saying that it was 17.5 credits? My question for you only.
74 notice, sir.
Or 74A, something they can give. Can they say that a cause of action will start from today?
No, I don't think, sir. They can't unless there is an amendment. It should be from the date of 74 and 73. If the 74 limits is there, then again they can issue a fresh proceeding under 74, provided the ingredients get satisfied.
So now, at the time of what is this amnesty that they're giving for 16.4, they should not ask for 2A, 3B as part of the procedures.
I think so.
Any views, any other views, any comments? See, there can be 3-4 reasons for 16.4. It could be supplier is held to be non-genuine, or it is 2A is less than 3B, or it is 17 to 17.5, and it is 16.4.
Sir, I didn't follow this cause of action on the date of amnesty because the amnesty scheme, this press release says it is giving some time limits, sir, till 30th
11, 20.
November 2021. Sir.
Correct.
So I couldn't follow that.
Allah, what I'm saying is, can the department raise a issue saying that erroneous claim of amnesty with intent to evade payment of tax?
Okay. Possible, sir, according to me, if they have grounds to justify.
Because see, if 17.5 credits, like Mylar said, 17.5 credits, I'm taking advantage of amnesty because show cause notice when they issued, they said, look, there is no need to go into 17.5, 17.2. Anyway, it is 16.4. So they never raised those objections. Today, if I take advantage of the way the show cause notice is given, can department get because now 3 years from date of from this amnesty date, will they get a new cause of action? That's the question.
Oh.
Possible, not possible.
So the way they are trying to do is they're fixing one date and they're saying that it is deemed to have taken within the time limit. So that's all they are saying. So I don't think it's a new cause of action gets triggered with this.
Okay. Now, if I have, I am within appeal date, I have got a final demand order from First Appellate Authority, but I am within appeal date. Now I know from the council minutes that the scheme is coming out. Now, should I go and file appeal? Is the situation one. Second situation is if I have recently made payment of this 16.4 demand with interest, save the penalty, can I go for refund? Means one person can answer filing appeal option and another person can answer whether I can file refund for payment if payment is already made.
So generally they come with a condition that you cannot claim refund. So that may be one scenario.
Kuber,
Huh.
by July first week, they may come with all the circular instructions, some whatever removal of difficulty order, whatever they want, they can come out with by first week of July. But today itself, in the last week of June, if I file RFD 1, do some setting and get RFD 2,
Yes, sir,
am I
possible.
safe? So everybody who has made 16.4 payments in the last 2 years must urgently go and file refund. Huh?
They have that option to claim the refund and take that refund proceeding separately, whether allowed or not allowed. That is another matter, sir. But he can file an application.
Any comments on that, please?
See, the tax is paid. Now, any tax payment made, they have an option to, we can only say that it is not towards tax, but it is an excess payment or maybe some other payment which is wrongly paid, and we can take such grounds, and maybe we can take the ground also saying that, okay, there is this amnesty scheme which is coming up for which I am eligible to claim the refund. So we have various options available depending on the case to case basis. We can decide on the grounds and put forward our application, sir.
Anybody else? Please share your views.
So the scheme itself can come with these conditions that the other provisions of 16.2 and everything has to be fulfilled. Only then the 16.4 will be allowed.
You're right, but Mylar's point is that if it was never the case of revenue till date, they were
Correct.
only going on this point.
16.4, correct.
How can, isn't it an indirect way of expanding 73?
This is an indirect way because you're coming into the scheme. We will have to also follow the conditions of the scheme if that is being coming up.
See,
So it is nothing to do with 73.
No, but can the scheme under for 16.4 amnesty modify 73? where the time
I
limit
am
has
not saying that it is modifying, but can we not say that these are the conditions attached to the scheme?
So now we can, on that point, we can hear views.
But Jatin sir, don't you think this will be theoretical? Reason being, by virtue of 16.4 provision that was existed earlier, lot of people would have charged off, would have written off that credit. Now, because of this amnesty, which they are planning to extend up to 30th of November 2021, now you are planning to reinstate that credit.
No,
Do
no,
you
no,
think
no,
we
no.
have already
We are
charged
not-
off and now we are again, using the benefit? Don't you think there is double benefit now?
No,
Vijay
see,
sir,
what-
we are talking of not in books. We are talking of in 3B filed 3B late.
No, but Venu sir, you can't be away from the reality, right? You have charged off in your books. So you charge off in the books and now you want to claim in 3B.
No, sir. We are talking about those people who filed their 3B late, where we went for an appeal.
Okay,
They
let's
filed-
take the case of Tirumala, classic case. That
Correct,
guy
that is-
filed just a few days late, I think 1 month delay. or
Correct,
something like that.
whatever. Yeah,
Now, because of this, he is eligible. But the
correct.
question is, let us say he has charged off in his books because that guy went to AP High Court and then got a decision, and obviously he would have charged off in his books today.
And that's
Now,
a different
because of this
treatment, sir.
amnesty,
No, Vijay sir, then the question does not exist. We'll assume that books are also is open for suitable accommodation of all these adjustments.
yeah, then there's a something like sir, like on capital goods, I take depreciation. I also want to take input tax credit. I think
No, there I will
This
go
issue
for
will
revised
come.
IT return. No, Vijay sir, there I can file revised IT return, change my books. All that is possible there. No.
yeah, you do that, you have a case. But you think in
No.
16.4, because I don't think so, sir. Whether it will work out.
In 16.4, if people have given up, they are now only crying. We are only talking about those who are continuing to keep 16.4 alive. If people have given up, then there's no help for them. Nobody can help them now. They were basically saying that I don't want any help from anybody. I don't need this money. I will give up this money. Today, see, Venu's point was different. Venu's point was today can department introduce 2A 3B matching as a condition to amnesty scheme, thereby indirectly reviving a closed chapter under 73.
Yes, sir. 73 is closed now. 73
So
for
you're
those
saying-
years.
So you're saying conditions of the scheme cannot have 2A 3B as an issue.
I mean, definitely not under 73, sir. I don't think because the statute doesn't allow that. So we'll have to wait and watch how the scheme will turn out.
So then nothing to discuss with the money. Scheme will come, but I'm only saying that can we assume that 16.4 is now going to end 16, this amnesty scheme is going to bring to a close the dispute about 16.4, or 16.4 issue is still not fully closed?
I don't think so, sir. 16.4 will get fully closed because I understand there's a matter before the Honorable Supreme Court now that Govinda Constructions, I think 21 petitions, I think they are before the
No,
Supreme Court.
no, there they can say party petitioners are given liberty to withdraw their petitions in view of amnesty scheme, and out of 21, 20 will withdraw. Only Tirumala Konda will continue.
Possible, sir. Possible.
Sir, honestly, the scheme should come with the condition. Otherwise, there were many, like 17.5 was not respected. No one had any ineligible credits in the 3B. various things, especially the repairs and maintenance vehicle first year, second year, they have happily taken till the things came up. So we don't know. And maybe in their wisdom, they would definitely consider this, is my view. And they should consider.
Sir, ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಟೀಮ್ಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ ನೀವು?
Haganilla, sir, right? Is like what is
No.
right is what I'm trying to say. What should be?
Hey, what you're saying is fair point. But I'm only saying that we have to be vigilant. If today we are attending, say, speaking in some seminar or conference or in a study group, anywhere we are attending, we should be very careful to say 16.4 is a amnesty scheme is only a subset of all the 16.4 disputes.
Got it, sir.
All right, next, one more issue regarding this is where interest and penalty, that 128A, where they're introducing a section 128A that they'll allow waiver
Very
of
bad. Very bad precedence.
Sir, yake sir? Irli sir, it's okay.
Those who have paid, agreed, are
They're all idiots, sir.
yeah.
I told you, he told them to file appeal, they didn't file appeal. Those are idiots, you leave them, sir. Now, when they introduce this section, first, do you think this 128A will come through amendment of Act, or it will come via some Tatkal scheme to introduce this section? Because, you know, they are saying by 2025 they have to implement this, but it will take long time to amend 31 acts. Any views on that? Anybody? What do you guess? Nobody knows, but I'm only saying anyone can make a reasonable guess. See, once, like 168A, 168A was one Tatkal scheme they introduced. Is it possible for center to make amendments and force states to allow the concession, or states also have to amend their law to give this interest waiver?
No, even the states procedurally, I don't know how they can do, because generally these are part of the budget sessions. Because there are many states, all the budgets are done. So they will, in the winter assembly, some special thing they have to do, sir. If it has to come by act.
That issue is there. So then when we're saying that interest and penalty is waived, what are all the disputes where we pay the tax, interest and penalty will get waived? If anyone is claiming relief, saying that it should not be under 74, 73, those situations, because now with interest penalty waived, all 74 cases also become 73 cases.
Correct.
And if limitation of 73 itself is over, but notice is under 73, those implications we will have to consider. Any views on that? About if anyone has given it thought, how this 128A is likely to operate?
Sir, I think it will come through the act only, sir, because they are giving the waiver of interest and penalty, which is already there in 73. So can they bring out something beyond that, sir? Because when they are giving the waiver of interest and penalty, which is already been imposed within the law, so I think they have to bring from the amendment and to the act itself.
So both all 31 acts have to be amended, till then nothing will happen.
That is what, because they are inserting a new section in the act itself. 120.
Yeah. So till then, in case any recovery action is attempted, then we have to agitate that suitably.
Possible. And we cannot take this as ROD also, no, sir, because it's not something. Correct. Yeah. So I think
the ROD section also ended, no? 172 finished, no?
172 is, I think it is still there, no, sir.
2020, 2 years they extended, 5 years.
2 years extended. Yeah, sir. So I think it is near to the completion, I think, sir. So 172, if you see from 2017, minus 2 years.
17, 3 years plus 2 years, 20 over, no?
Yes, sir. So I think it has to come to act on it. Yes.
July 20, no, sir, the budget session.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Then the SGST Act. I think that is why they made it till 31st March 25 for making the payment.
Right.
Could be maybe through Act only, sir.
Okay.
So the states can also do, and these people can make the payment and then apply for the scheme before March 25.
Correct.
So they are using the word 5 years from the date of commencement of this act, they are saying in 172.
Yes,
So
madam.
even that two years will get excluded, sir, in that.
Which 2
Because
years,
this
madam?
is like 2 years of this COVID, that will also get excluded, sir.
No, but
Because
2 years within that period, no, madam?
Okay, because in
Because,
2020, Finance Act 2020, they have substituted this 3 years to 5 years. So
5
I
years
think that 2
after
years,
Corona.
so that is including the 2 years COVID
Yeah,
period.
yeah.
Okay.
COVID period is now not going to affect
Yeah.
172.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, madam, sir.
Sir,
So
one more
one-
point, sir.
one
With that
more issue.
74A, is it really putting at rest between 73, 74? I don't think so.
No, is it
Because
really putting?
it is only bridging the timeline between 73, 74. But the penalty between 73, 74, they might still continue, no, sir?
So you are saying there's going to be 3 sections, not 2.
Ah,
May God bless you, sir. Can I
even I don't know. Otherwise, it's like
2 sections only problem. 3 sections is indeed will be best. Good for practice.
Sir, one more issue with respect to this RCM. So many have made these payments through DRC3, no, sir, but they've brought in that the moment the invoice is dated up to a cutoff date, so that is allowable. So, so even DRC3 payments would get covered if it is substantiated with the invoice date.
Exactly. RCM can be the big issue.
Yeah.
All those who have taken credits through DRC3 payments will now be hit by this amendment that they may make.
It will become like 183 circular. ಹೇಳಕ್ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಾಪತ್ರಯ.
Sir, all to you, sir.
yeah, that's all, sir. So that is why I think when these are notified, maybe what would be the implications in the next session? I thought we will cover this. The procedural, the smaller things we will ignore, but we'll get into deeper issues of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Abhishek. But Abhishek, I want you to work on those new thoughts and update the presentation and share it. I'll upload to the drive. And thank you, everyone. Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.